Hello everyone, welcome to Moonflower Tarot. Before I begin, I just want to remind you that I now have an Etsy page where you can get personal email readings from me, and the link to that Etsy page is in the description box below. So hello Scorpio. So the purpose of this video or tarot reading is to give a general message to Scorpio, to my Scorpio viewers out there. So yeah, let's get started right away. So as you know, there's an eclipse coming up tomorrow, actually. But this could apply to any Scorpio viewer who clicked on this video. Anytime an eclipse is coming up in the near future, this could apply to that time as well, possibly in the future. So yeah, let's get started. So we have here, so I'm seeing a message here, Five of Swords. So actually, let me just zoom in. So Five of Swords, I'm getting this energy that you were definitely hurt in the past. There's some past pain, possibly a past trauma of some kind of painful experience that definitely left some wounds. But the positive thing I'm seeing here is that because of those wounds, you have been able to strive towards your dreams in a more consistent and passionate way. It's almost like your pain drives you. It drives your passion and it keeps you driven. It's almost as if whatever happened to you in the past, it's like it motivates you more to pursue your dreams, to pursue your whatever you're focused on, in a way that is even more intense. So that's actually, there's some positive attributes to that. And then here we have Justice. So I'm seeing here, especially with the coming of this eclipse, or whatever eclipse is coming towards you whenever you clicked on this video, because this is a timeless video. Once again, after that, there is going to be more of a karmic balancing act, if you will. So whatever wrongdoing or painful event happened in the past, whatever this may be, whatever led to some wounds, I'm seeing here with the eclipse coming up afterwards, there's going to be a karmic balancing act where some entity or these people or whoever it was, whatever happened that was wrong, that was unnatural, and that ultimately left scars or wounds, probably in your heart space or somewhere deep down inside. I'm seeing that justice is due to them, and especially with this coming full moon eclipse coming up, it's like with this eclipse, I'm getting this strong sense that there's going to be a karmic balancing act for not just Scorpio, but all of the signs. It's just headed that way. I'm getting this strong sense of karma, basically. Shelling out what's due, and, but it's really just like, if I can really like explain the imagery of it, I'm getting this image of like scales, like with Libra, you have the scales. I'm getting the sense that if there was a rock placed on one side of the scale, making it tilt towards one side, with this coming eclipse, this energy coming with this eclipse in the future, actually tomorrow, or whatever eclipse applies to you, my Scorpio viewer, there will be a bit of a karmic balancing act where it's like karma is going to place another stone on the other side of the scale, or maybe just remove the stone that was placed on one side of the scale, so that the scales will kind of, sort of seesaw back and forth, and then, get back into balance, like a karmic balancing act, basically. So yeah, just have faith in the fact that karma, I believe in karma. I think it's real. And I also think that, whatever you put out into the universe oftentimes comes back to you threefold, sometimes more. But it really, I think, depends on how people decide to do with the current karma that they have. Like if, somebody made mistakes in the past, or they did some, wrongdoings that were unethical, immoral, or just unnatural in the universe, in the natural order of things, it really depends on, have they done the repentance? Have they done, the karmic, whatever's due? Like, have they paid what's due when it comes to their karmic lessons? You know what I mean? But if they haven't, they're clearly going to get some justice here. Definitely some, Libra energy with the scales. That's the imagery that I'm getting here, the karmic balancing act. Also, so here we have the Page of Swords. So I'm getting that, yes, with this past pain, it actually has helped you in more ways than you know, more ways that you may even realize. This past pain, or whatever it may have been, it's like it drives you to, almost with a singular focus or intensity, really focus on whatever passion, whether it's your career or something that you're passionate about. It really sort of drives you towards it. But I am seeing here that with the coming of this eclipse and the balancing act that I mentioned earlier, the karmic scales balancing out, shelling out what's due, and, giving people, good people what's due to them as well, good karma in that respect. I'm getting that somehow this eclipse will also sort of soften you. Like if you've had a vibe in the past of always having your guard up, some swords energy here, always being a bit distrustful, or a bit like you are in like a fortress of your own making, a little bit like I'm getting that when it comes to the emotional department of your life. I'm getting that with this eclipse you will soften. Somehow you're gonna be able to somehow be more comfortable in your vulnerability, let those walls down, and ultimately step out of the fortress and just kind of, let the sunshine in a bit more, explore what's out there in the world. I think this is going to be good for you guys, for you Scorpios out there. And then here we have the Page of Wands. So yeah, for sure, I think becoming more vulnerable, letting those walls down, being able to be comfortable in your vulnerability and in your state of having an open heart is really going to help you further the shine inside of your heart when it comes to this dream or passion that you are manifesting. It's really going to it's going to be like quick, but once you feel like the walls coming down, like suddenly it's like, oh wow, I'm like more open with people, more vulnerable, more receptive to positive energies, and more comfortable with, being vulnerable, and ultimately finding strength in vulnerability, which might have been difficult for you, which is understandable given your past emotional wounds of some kind. But I'm seeing here that with the letting down of those walls, it's going to be like a candle is going to be lit when it comes to manifesting your dreams, like that energy of manifestation inside you that you're carrying in your heart. If that candle was dim or not lit at all, after this eclipse, and then also the vulnerability, once again, being more comfortable in your vulnerability, letting those walls down, it's like suddenly that candle is going to be lit by the universe. And I almost am getting like this, this also kind of is giving me some eclipse energy here, this imagery with the candle being lit in the center. And this eclipse coming up, strangely enough, it is nicknamed the Ring of Fire eclipse because of the ring of fire that surrounds it when it occurs. So that's kind of interesting how there's that synchronicity there. There's that symbolism. But that's really beautiful here. So vulnerability, being, finding strength in your vulnerability, which might have not always been so easy for you guys. That's great. And then here we have the Ace of Pentacles. So this is really positive. So I'm seeing that with this eclipse, and then you being able to find strength in your vulnerability, ultimately this is going to open like a Pandora's box or some new opportunities here. It's going to open a door that you may not have had access to when it comes to manifesting your dreams, your passions. It's some kind of a door where you're going to suddenly be able to, it's like you're being given a key in letting your walls down, being comfortable in your vulnerability and finding strength in your vulnerability, it's like you're going to be able to, like, the universe is going to hand you that key, or maybe the universe will light this candle that was, either dim or it was about to go out. Even the universe is lighting it with a really bright flame here. And then, you will, I think, at that moment feel like this phase of suddenly you're not afraid anymore. Like suddenly you're not afraid of the light showing your vulnerabilities in that bright firelight or candlelight. Like you're not afraid anymore, you know what I mean? And in that, you're going to be able to, it's like you're going to be tossed a key, or some kind of, like, a light is going to be shown to some kind of a path that was once dark, but you will be able to see this illuminated light, this path, and you will be able to seek prosperity and abundance by following this path. That will suddenly be lit and, illuminated. It's like a dark passageway that you were not able to see before. Suddenly, after this light is lit, and suddenly it's like you're not afraid. You're not afraid to show your vulnerabilities to the world. Suddenly, it's like you find power in showing your vulnerabilities. You find power in your weaknesses, or quote unquote weaknesses, and not being afraid, basically. Fear, it's like fear is being immobilized. Like fear is, it's like the light is shining out the darkness that is fear and insecurity that you may have understandably felt in your past due to those wounds. But yes, once you are able to find strength in power in that vulnerability, you will be shown this path, this bright path to, I'm almost getting this image of like treasure island, or like an oasis, or just something just really abundant, prosperous energy. And it's just really, really beautiful, like this bright light energy that was once either dim or not quite there. So that's really powerful here. So let's see what else we have for Scorpio. So here we have the Queen of Cups. So I'm getting this sense that along with the letting down of those walls, along with feeling powerful, feeling strength in your vulnerabilities and what you in the past might have thought of as weaknesses that, show off maybe your past wounds or emotional traumas or just anything that triggers you. It's like that used to make you feel a bit of fear. It used to make you kind of retreat into your shell, or under a rock, basically being, the scorpion that you are. However, I'm seeing that with the Queen of Cups, with the letting down of those walls, you will be able to suddenly activate your receptivity when it comes to, receiving. Like, see this big cup and like this sort of goddess energy here. This is what I'm getting. Like, you will be more tender. You will allow your vulnerabilities to show. You'll share your vulnerabilities with people, and you'll feel ultimately way more strength and power, like I said, in that. And in so doing that, it's like suddenly you have a giant cup that wasn't there before for the universe to basically drop blessings into. You know what I mean? Like that kind of energy. It's getting more intense here with the 10 of Cups. So once again, the more strength you find in your vulnerability, the less fear that you feel, the brighter this light is going to be when it comes to, the universe really opening up, showing you that path that was once dark, leading to, once again, abundance, prosperity, and just fulfillment ultimately. And that's also the kind of energy that I'm getting here with the 10 of Cups, where suddenly you are receptive. Suddenly it's like you not only have one cup for the universe to drop blessings into, you have 10 cups. Like suddenly it's like your options just open up. And I think the key to this, really the key to this, is once again with the coming of this eclipse tomorrow. Okay, when it happens, I highly advise trying to find a way to somehow watch it. This could even be online, like virtually. That's probably safer given the times. But find a way to connect. Find when it's happening near you. And if this is a Scorpio viewer watching this in the future, obviously try to find out about an eclipse that's going to happen soon. An eclipse that will occur soon in your near future when you clicked on this video, and try to connect with that energy. Try to find out when it is, try to watch it, maybe even virtually, and ultimately maybe even when you know that the eclipse is happening, or, you know, just getting in tune with the next eclipse coming towards you, you may want to, at that time or the night of the eclipse, or even the morning after the eclipse, take out like a notebook or notepad. And this is just if you want to, this is just a suggestion. Write down the things, all the things that you want in the universe, and don't hold back. As a Scorpio, I know that you have a lot of power at your disposal. You have this intensity, it's like the singular passion, this drive, and you have this capacity for power and intensity that other signs don't quite have, like as much as you do. Intensity, I think that ultimately really depends also on how you wield it, how you wield that power and intensity. It can really go either way, but I think it's important, once again, with that eclipse energy, whatever eclipse is coming towards you, when you clicked on this video, to take out a notebook, take out a piece of paper, write down everything that you want to manifest towards you. It's like if the universe offered you, like, how do I put this? Almost like all the wishes that you desire, like, you know, if the universe were to say, Scorpio, if you were to manifest things towards you, if you were to ask something of us, what are those things? And, you know, tell us what those things are. Well, write them down, don't hold back. Don't necessarily be stingy when it comes to the things that you seek, you know, from the universe, the things that you want to manifest. Just really get in tune with your true desires, some desires that you may not even know that you have, and write all of them down, every single one. You could even use art to get more in tune, to depict your desires, things that you want to manifest into your life even more. You can use drawings. You can, yes, write all of them down, either the night of the eclipse or the morning after. And I guarantee you that either subconsciously or even on a conscious level, you having those things in front of you, the things that you truly desire in life, that's really gonna like be a wake-up call. That alone will be like a candle moment here, a candle being lit. And I highly also recommend doing this with a candle, lighting a candle, or in candlelight, which just makes it all the more, it just kind of centers you in that moment by doing it in the candlelight. And also it just feels, it has like a spiritual sort of, it allows that spiritual sort of environment, like vibe, for you to really soak in, really set your intentions. So next we have the Lovers. So I'm also seeing here that in that, you know, you being able to in the near future bring down those walls and find strength and power in your vulnerability, I'm seeing that you will also attract some new people into your life. This may even just be igniting a marriage or a relationship dynamic that you're already in that once again had a little bit of a dim energy, or maybe the fire just kind of sort of faded out. Well, once again, the vulnerability, the receptivity, being able to receive, you know, bringing down those walls, allowing that bright light to shine the way towards this path of abundance, of these things that you really want to manifest in the universe. And once again, getting in tune with your subconscious needs is really vital here. But this is all going to lead to a bit of a spark, like a spark that wasn't there in your love life, I'm seeing, whether it's in an existing relationship or maybe a new love relationship. And I'm also kind of getting that you're going to have more than one option. It's almost like this whole, you know, there's a lot of synchronicity here that applies in multiple aspects of your life, Scorpio. Not just your dreams and your, you know, your career, professional life, but also your love life. And when it comes to loved ones and, you know, your heart space, there's going to be some really big changes with this eclipse. And I'm really getting this image of, yeah, once again, like this bright candle just lighting a path that was once dark, and it is really beautiful to behold. So let's try to get some more images, some more images and messages here for Scorpio. So here we have the Queen of Alchemy. So I'm getting here with the Queen of Alchemy that once again, your past wounds, your past trauma, yes, they were painful. Yes, they still trigger you intermittently. Yes, you didn't deserve to go through this. Nobody does. No human being deserves to go through that kind of pain. However, if you really want to, be positive about it, which you should be, because I'm seeing here that it has somehow given you more motivation to have more intense dreams, have a more intense focus when it comes to that sort of singularity of achieving your dreams and pursuing your passions. But here I'm seeing here with the Queen of Alchemy, you're really going to get even more in tune with that energy, where you will take any kind of past pain and turn it ultimately into a sort of superpower, if you will, into courage, more courage than you've ever felt, to bring down those walls, not feel fear when it comes to those vulnerabilities. It says, be brave, be strong, believe. So let me just, as a word of warning, not everyone's going to accept your vulnerabilities. Not everyone is going to, be judgment free, because that's just the way the world is. However, I think that it really depends on you to either, it's a choice to either give them power or not to give them power, or to hold the power yourself. It's like you are powerful in the sense that you do show your vulnerabilities and find strength and power in just the fact that you're showing them and not being afraid, because ultimately fear, I think, is the enemy. Fear, insecurity, those kind of things, they're only going to hold you back. And I'm seeing here that, find strength in your past pain. Don't be afraid to harness that, alchemy. Alchemy is taking something, one energy or one element, and transforming it into something else. So that's how you can use the power of alchemy that Scorpios really strongly have within themselves. Use it to transform your past pain into passion, into drive, into a singular focus and intensity towards achieving and manifesting these dreams, desires, whatever they may have. Because I'm seeing that with the coming of whatever eclipse is coming towards you, a full moon eclipse, it's really going to open the doors wide open for the universe to send you these things. And it's like you are going to be charged in your manifestation energy. There's a lot of power. So take hold of what you know is yours. I mean, can't get any more straightforward than that. Yeah, this is really great energy. So let's see what we have here. So furthermore, we have the Queen of Miracles. We have devotion, be true and pure in thought and deed. So here I'm seeing that recently you may have felt a little bit, I'm not going to say jaded, but a little bit disappointed, or maybe just feeling, a little jaded, or a little bit like losing hope a little bit. But here I'm seeing you're almost there. A miracle is right around the corner. It's okay, once again, it's kind of in tune in the same sort of sphere as letting those walls down and finding power and strength in your vulnerabilities and what you used to think or believe were your weaknesses in the past. Well, here I'm seeing devotion. So don't give up on whatever your dreams or desires are, because finding strength and power in those vulnerabilities are going to manifest miracles towards you. And I'm seeing here that maybe you're kind of getting you were losing touch with your dreams a little bit recently, but I'm seeing here that this is all about pushing through. So all you need to do is really push through with that devotion, and it's going to blossom. Once again, like the universe is going to blossom when it comes to the things that you are due in the universe. These things are going to come towards you as long as you have faith that, once again, miracles do exist. There's a word for what a miracle is, because they happen, because they do exist, because they do happen to people when you least expect it, when they never thought it would happen, which is why it's called a miracle. And so yeah, Queen of Miracles here. Have devotion, have faith. And I think this is another thing that's really going to help manifest these things towards you. So compassion. It says tread a little more tenderly. So yeah, this isn't just about having compassion for others. It's also about having more compassion for yourself. Those vulnerabilities and so-called weaknesses that you always felt insecure in, or you felt like this is what makes me weak. Well, it's not. And, I mean, I'm not saying that, no, okay, so nobody's perfect. This is what I'm saying. Nobody's perfect, and everybody has flaws. However, there is a power, there is once again a certain power and respectability about somebody who puts those vulnerabilities out there and says, I'm not afraid to say I'm not perfect and these are my flaws, but this is what I'm going to do about it. And ultimately there's a power and strength in that not many people have the courage to summon, but you do, because once again, Queen of Alchemy, Scorpio, in my opinion, has probably the most intensity when it comes to singular focus and drive, especially when it comes to things they're passionate about, more than any other sign, more than all other signs, all 12 signs in the zodiac. And so this is what I'm saying. Use that, harness that to your advantage and push through, because something really beautiful here, a miracle, is really coming in. But remember to be compassionate. Be compassionate towards yourself, towards others, and be forgiving. Be compassionate towards others when it comes to their flaws, their vulnerabilities, because it's not easy, once again, to put those forward for everybody to see, to lay out. It's not easy, but have compassion towards others and yourself when you do find the strength to lay it all out and to say, this is who I am. I'm not perfect, but this is what I'm going to do about it, and finding power and strength ultimately in that transparency, because that is a very powerful thing here. And it's really going to help you with that alchemy, to utilize that courage. And so, okay, these are some last messages we have here for Scorpio. So here we have focus, and then we have embodiment. So yeah, I'm seeing here that, once again, another important piece of advice is to definitely don't lose focus. That's important when it comes to pursuing whatever is driving you, that personal passion, dream. Just remember to be focused. And embodiment. So embodiment, this is a card that represents symbolizes the importance of being present. So yeah, it is important to utilize, things that try to utilize things that trigger you or your past pain to drive you, that intensity. But also embodiment on the other side of the spectrum is also important. Embodiment represents being present with your current situation. So not focusing too much on the past, not worrying so much about the future events coming towards you, but ultimately finding strength, finding power, and finding stability in your current situation. So, think about this, Scorpio, like, what current situation are you in right now? What would you like to change about the current situation? What things can you not change about? What things are out of your control? So ask yourself those things. The things that are out of your control, external things that you can't control, let them go. When it comes to things that you can change, focus on changing those and be focused about it. But also allow yourself to just be present in the now. Take a breath. You don't always have to be, moving forward. Just enjoy the here and now. Don't focus on the past. Don't give, those heavy negative energies that might have caused any kind of emotional wounds in your past life. Don't give them power by over reminiscing about the past. So that's kind of an important message here of embodiment. So yeah, I hope this was helpful and insightful for my Scorpio viewers out there. Yeah, and don't forget to maybe try this manifestation technique, either the night of the upcoming eclipse or the morning after, whatever eclipse is coming towards you. Take out that notebook, that piece of paper, write down everything. I mean, everything that you desire, everything that you want to manifest towards you, everything that you want to alchemize, practice your alchemy towards, and write it down. Write it down by candlelight. Light your favorite candle. You could even do multiple candles. It's really gonna sort of set your intention, not only subconsciously, but just having that right in front of you to look at and really practice manifesting your intentions. You know what I mean? Like, it's just this beautiful energy that I think with the upcoming eclipse, it's gonna really lend you even more strength, even more power, and even more courage ultimately than possibly any other time before this, especially in the year 2020, or the year 2020 moving forward. So year 2020 and the future, from now, I'm getting this really powerful energy for all 12 signs. So this is really amazing and beautiful and powerful here. So like, comment, subscribe, share if this resonated with you, Scorpio. And I just want to remind you again that I now have an Etsy page where you can get personal email readings from me. And the link to that Etsy page is in the description box below. So I hope this was helpful and insightful, and I'll see you later. Bye.